It was 2:17 a.m. in a quiet Texas town. Most people were asleep. The streets were empty, and inside the county 911 call center, the night shift was moving slowly, until one phone rang. At first, it seemed like a normal emergency call, but within minutes, everyone in that room would realize something was terribly wrong, because the woman on the line should not have been alive. 911, what's your emergency? The dispatcher waited. Then a woman whispered, barely audible, please, he's inside my house. Her voice was shaking. She sounded terrified. The dispatcher asked her to stay calm and provide her address. The woman paused, then slowly said the numbers. As the dispatcher typed them into the system, her screen froze. That almost never happened. The dispatcher frowned and restarted the system. When the address finally loaded, her heart dropped. The house listed on the screen was marked destroyed, burned down. 2 days ago, there had been a fire, and a woman had died inside. Her name was the same name now whispering on the phone. Trying to stay professional, the dispatcher spoke again. Ma'am, are you aware your house was involved in a fire? Silence. For several seconds, there was only soft breathing on the line. Then the woman replied, her voice suddenly calmer. I know. The dispatcher swallowed hard. Ma'am, who is he? Another pause. Then the woman whispered, the man who didn't leave when I died. Suddenly, the sound on the call shifted. A faint crackling noise, like fire. Then footsteps, slow, heavy. The woman began crying. He's standing where I burned, she said. He says you shouldn't be listening. Then, her voice changed. It became deeper, colder, and it said, she's not alone anymore. Despite the impossible situation, officers were dispatched. They arrived at the burned house within minutes. The building was dark, collapsed. No power, no phone lines. One officer radioed in. There's no way anyone could be inside. That's when the dispatcher's phone rang again. Same number, same voice. You sent them. The woman whispered. You shouldn't have sent them. In the background, screaming echoed through the line. Not hers. A man's voice. Angry, inhuman. Then a loud crash. The dispatcher shouted for the officers to respond. Only static answered. One officer's radio went silent forever. Backup units rushed in. They found the officers outside the house, alive, but shaken. One of them kept repeating the same sentence. She was standing in the fire, calling for help. Inside the ruins, investigators found something impossible. A melted phone, off the hook, ringing. The next morning, the call log was gone. No recording, no report. The dispatcher was transferred to another department. When she asked about the call, her supervisor said there was no call. But she remembered the voice. She remembered the whisper. And sometimes, when her phone rings late at night, she refuses to answer. Because somewhere in Texas, a phone still rings inside a burned house. And if you ever hear a whisper asking for help, make sure it's coming from someone who is still alive.